Hello everyone, and welcome back to Jikook Moments. The next city to witness BTS's journey is Baltimore. After an incredible series of concerts, BTS is getting ready to meet ARMY at M&T Bank Stadium, one of the city's iconic stadiums, with an audience expected to reach around 100,000 people. This moment is even more special because BTS is said to be the first Asian music group in history to hold a concert at the stadium, a milestone that once again demonstrates BTS's enormous influence on the global music stage. M&T Bank Stadium is now ready to welcome BTS. Concert preparations are in full swing, while ARMY have begun arriving to pick up their merchandise and enjoy the atmosphere in Baltimore. However, one moment from the rehearsal immediately caught everyone's attention. From outside the stadium, Jimin's voice could be heard as he sang "Into the Sun" during BTS's rehearsal. Even though fans could only hear him from outside the venue, his vocals were already enough to leave many of them amazed. His voice sounded clear, stable, and full of character, proving that even during a rehearsal, Jimin is capable of delivering such a powerful and emotional vocal tone. This simple moment also serves as a reminder that behind the massive stage and tens of thousands of fans, there is the hard work of every BTS member as they prepare to give their best performance. Now, Baltimore is simply waiting for the moment to arrive. The stadium is ready, ARMY have gathered, merchandise is being picked up, and Jimin's voice from rehearsal has already shaken the atmosphere before the concert has even begun. The question is, what kind of surprise will BTS deliver when they finally step onto the stage? If Jimin's rehearsal vocals alone have already left ARMY speechless, then BTS's actual performance on stage is certainly going to be something everyone is eagerly waiting for. Amid all this excitement, there is another issue that continues to attract attention within the fandom: the way Jimin and Jungkook seem to constantly face criticism whenever they are seen together. No matter what they do, there always seems to be someone who feels the need to question, criticize, or even attack them. They can appear together at an event, show up in a photograph or publication, or simply be talked about affectionately by fans, yet there are still people who try to turn their closeness into a problem. What is even more ironic is that the target of these attacks is often not Jimin and Jungkook themselves, but the fans who simply want to support them, admire them, or enjoy seeing them together. It is as if liking Jimin and Jungkook as a duo, as friends, or as a ship is somehow enough to become a reason for people to attack them. In the end, the issue is no longer about what Jimin and Jungkook actually do. It is about the fact that some people seem uncomfortable when they see other fans happily enjoying them together. And that is where the absurdity lies. Why should admiration for two people who are both loved by fans create so much discomfort? If someone wants to support Jimin, they should be free to do so. If someone wants to support Jungkook, they should be free to do so. And if someone wants to support both of them together, they should also be able to do that without automatically being treated as if they are doing something wrong. The contradiction becomes even more obvious when some people claim to deeply love and support Jungkook, yet at the same time cannot stand seeing other people admire him, especially when those fans enjoy Jungkook together with Jimin. If they truly support Jungkook, why should the happiness of other fans be considered a threat? Why should affection for Jungkook become a problem simply because it does not fit a particular narrative? Support should not come with conditions. Jungkook is not someone who should only be loved when his actions, words, or interactions fit the narrative that certain people want to maintain. The moment something happens that they do not like, everything should not suddenly turn into criticism, attacks, or attempts to discredit anything related to Jimin and Jungkook. No one has the right to decide who is allowed to like a BTS member, how they are allowed to talk about them, or with whom they are allowed to enjoy seeing them together. Every fan has their own way of enjoying the fandom. Some people only like Jimin. Some focus on Jungkook. Others enjoy both of them together. There is nothing wrong with any of these choices. The real problem begins when someone believes that only their way of supporting BTS is valid and that every different form of support deserves to be attacked. That is why we do not need to constantly explain why we like Jimin and Jungkook together. We do not need to get trapped in endless arguments just to prove that our enjoyment is not hurting anyone. We do not have to respond to every provocation, participate in every debate, or give our energy to every negative theory or narrative surrounding them. If we keep reacting to every negative comment deliberately thrown out to create conflict, we are only giving those people the attention they are looking for. Instead of spending our time trying to convince people who have already decided to hate everything about Jimin and Jungkook, it is better to simply continue enjoying them. We can talk about them, share content, remember their moments, and show our appreciation for both of them without getting trapped in a cycle that turns everything into an argument. The same applies to all the theories surrounding their relationship. We do not need to interpret every absence, every interaction, or every moment as proof that Jimin and Jungkook are fighting, distancing themselves from each other, or having problems. If we do not know something, it is perfectly fine to simply say that we do not know. It really is that simple. We do not need to create explanations to fill in the gaps when we genuinely do not have the information. When we force theories onto situations, we only give more attention to the negative narratives that people continue trying to create. If our goal is to support Jimin and Jungkook, then support them. If we are happy seeing them together, enjoy those moments. If we enjoy talking about them, then talk about them. Do not let people who thrive on conflict decide how we should enjoy the fandom. Of course, reporting accounts that spread hate can be one way of taking action. But we also need to understand that problems like this do not always disappear because of a single report. This kind of behavior can come from many different people, even from within the fandom itself. That is why the most important thing is not only trying to silence every negative voice, but also making sure that we do not contribute to extending the cycle of hatred ourselves. This is not about generalizing the entire fandom. It is simply about acknowledging that this kind of behavior exists. There are people who choose to ignore anything that does not fit their beliefs while simultaneously attacking those who enjoy Jimin and Jungkook together. And that contradiction is perhaps the most striking part. Why should someone be bothered when another person likes Jimin? Why should it be a problem when someone likes Jungkook? And why does everything suddenly become even worse when someone likes both of them together? It should not be this way. Every fan has the right to enjoy the BTS members they love and the dynamics they enjoy, as long as they continue to respect the artists and fellow fans. We do not have to enjoy BTS in the same way to be fans. We do not have to like the same things. And we certainly do not need to turn differences in the way we support Jimin and Jungkook into reasons to attack one another. At the end of the day, we do not have to participate in every fandom conflict. If you love Jimin, support Jimin. If you love Jungkook, support Jungkook. And if you are happy seeing them together, just enjoy those moments. We do not need to prove anything to people who are determined to create conflict. Let's simply focus on the positive things and continue supporting Jimin, Jungkook, and BTS in a healthy way. Because a fandom should be a place where we find happiness, not a place where we decide who others are allowed to love. Don't forget to like, subscribe, and turn on the notification bell for the latest content about Jimin, Jungkook, and BTS, only here on Jikook Moments.